I have over 1,000 hours of building with AI agents, and I can tell you everyone is using AI wrong. And I'll show you how. I have 1,000 hours of AI agent experience, and there's a giant gap between the people who are super users and people who are average everyday users. And that gap is just widening. Let me tell you exactly what that is and how you can cross that chasm from being a basic user to being a super user with AI. And let me first tell you about this presentation that I made. This would have taken me 6 hours. I would have had to do research. I would have done an outline. I would have structured my content. I would have tried to make these slides and these visuals and images and everything else. And maybe I'm not that fast with it. I'm not a trained editor. I'm not a trained video creator. I'm not a trained presentation creator. But now I can do all of that in 4.5 minutes. And it's amazing. And when I look at what AI is able to produce versus what I was able to do, this is an insane change. But here's the thing. You might ask me, oh, what is he using? Is he using ChatGPT? Is he using Grok? Is he using Gemini? And this is what all the basic users keep using that I run into. They always think they need to swap to a different chat app and that's going to change everything. And the truth is that was what worked in 2023 and 2024. You could swap between a model and see huge improvements. However, now we're in a new world, and this new world has only existed. It started in 2025, but I think 2026 and beyond is going to be the year where you no longer chat with the chatbots for AI. Let me tell you what you're going to do instead. So for people like me, I'm super involved in this space. I'm watching YouTube videos every day, reading papers, trying for hours each day to try to implement AI into my workflows. So one thing that was mind-blowing to me is that I've been all in on all this AI stuff, and I'm constantly reading papers, watching videos, seeing what the best practices are on X, on Twitter, on anywhere that I can find it. And I just saw something the other day on Twitter that really showed how new we are to this field. And it had all these dots across the screen. There were 2,500 dots, and each dot was supposed to represent 3.2 million people. So 8.1 billion humans in the world. And it was talking about how many people are using the chatbots and everything else. And what's crazy is we still have 6.8 billion people who have never used AI. And that was almost all of the dots are in this gray category. And then there's a lot of people that are in this free chatbot user, and that is over 1 billion people. So this is one of the fastest growing technologies that's ever existed. But then you have the people who are paying for the chatbots, and that's the people that I talk to that think they're the super users, but really haven't crossed the chasm yet. So this is somebody who pays $20 a month or so for more advanced AI. And this is only 6 out of the 2,500 dots. So we're still very early with those, but the super users, they're 1 dot. And that is uses coding scaffolding. The thing is that I think we're going to start using AI scaffolding for everything. And let me explain what that is, because scaffolding may sound like a weird word, but really here's the simple concept that you need to understand. The gap between the basic users who are using the chat apps and the people who have swapped to tools like Claude Code and Claude Cowork and even OpenClaw, which are going viral. The change now is instead of you chatting with AI, and AI is an amazing consultant, but then you go back and copy and paste and do the work and prepare the presentation and send it. What's happening now is there's people like me, like the people that I'm working with, who are now consulting AI. They swap to tools like Claude Code, which is the one that I recommend. And when you're using Claude Code, you're now the consultant, but AI is the doer. That is the game change that everybody needs. And when I've experienced this in my life, when I've seen AI be able not just to do like one chat and get an answer, but to actually have like 10 or 15 multiple agents that can all run and type the speed of way faster than I can, and think through and write all these words and then consolidate it all and then fight with each other and then come back with a finalized document or a finalized presentation, a finalized financial analysis. And I'm just shocked. It's insane how powerful it is. And then the cool thing is the work is done. AI prepares it and then I review it, I advise on it, I will consult back and forth. There is still some unique value that I am adding to these AI models, but I'm not the primary doer of my work anymore. Now that I've made the transition from just chatting with the chatbots to moving to these more advanced tools, I'm building the scaffolding and designing the scaffolding. I'm the architect, but I have a team of AI bots that are doing everything and building everything for me. This is the change that I'm recommending every friend, every business colleague, every single person that I talk to needs to swap to. It's so exciting. This is definitely the world that you want to swap to in 2026. So what I've decided to do is my business partner and I have actually launched a course. It's a school community where basically we not only have a starter course that explains how to cross this chasm to where AI is doing the work for you. We also explain how to do it safely with business data and how to get your compliance department if you're at a big company, or if you're an attorney or an accountant and you have to be careful using client data, how to be careful to protect that. But then also we go into lots of business use cases, because what we've realized is that there's a lot of people out there that are talking about AI for coding, but there aren't that many people that are using these amazing tools that are primarily built for coders, but can also save you hours and hours and hours as a user, for a business user, whether you're trying to make more sales or reduce expenses, or build your own apps that can save efficiency, or build your own workflows or processes. There's so much potential, and you absolutely need to jump in on this revolution. So the one thing I want you to learn from this is make sure in 2026 you have a plan for how to convert yourself from being the doer, and AI is consulting you and telling you what to do, and you're copying and pasting from these chat apps, and find some way to move to where AI is the doer for you. It's the engine of action for you, and you're now the advisor, because this is the gap. People who make this transition are going to have an amazing year. And also the AI revolution, they're going to make more money with less time working. They're going to have a better work-life balance. People who make this transition and learn these skills now are going to dominate the AI revolution. And I want that to be you. Awesome. Thanks so much for the time. We will talk again soon.